And welcome to this video. In this video, I want to teach you something called the straw breath, um, but with a twist. Okay, so if you know the straw breath, that's wonderful. I'm going to add a little bit onto that. So, first, I'm going to show you how to do the straw breath, the basic straw breath. And the reason that I suggest this breath is it's a resistance type of breath, and resistance breathing activates our vagus nerve, or what's called our vagal brake. Okay, so it's a nerve inside of our body that calms the central nervous system, essentially. Okay, so it puts the brakes on, it nurtures, it takes care of the rest of our nervous system in a way. And we experience this all the time, especially social connection, sometimes exercise, all these things. But with this breath, we can do it consciously, we can do it intentionally. Okay, so the first part of the breath is just a gentle, regular inhale through the nose. And then the resistance part comes through the exhale. So, what you want to do is you want to purse your lips. It's kind of like you're giving someone a kiss. And you want to imagine there's a tiny straw in between your lips. Okay, so you're going to create this tiny hole in which you're going to exhale through. Now, what you'll find is when you do this breath, you won't be able to exhale as quickly as you normally would. And that's part of the reason that it works. So, what you want to do as you're exhaling, it's going to be longer than your inhale. That's normal and natural. So, that's a good thing. And you want to make your exhale as smooth and as long as you're remaining relaxed. Okay. So, I find often in our society, we want to push things, we want to force things to the extreme. Okay. This is more of a relaxed breath. So, we want to gently do this breath. We want to prolong it, we want to extend it. We want to make it as smooth as possible, okay, so it's not jerky. And sometimes what people find is they do this breath, they might feel a bit lightheaded. You know, I'm not a doctor, so I can't give you medical advice. You got to trust yourself, and if it becomes a problem, then go see your doctor. But generally, I find a little bit of lightheadedness is okay to continue. But if it's more intense, then I would suggest stopping. But again, talk to your doctor. Um, but what you will find, and a great time to use this is, if you're working and you have a few minutes at your desk, this just help reduce stress in the body. Maybe you've just had an upsetting conversation, either at work or at home, or maybe something happened on the street. Whatever you need, or if you're just feeling kind of anxious about things, this is a great breath to help bring you back down. Okay? Because when we're in stress mode, our immune system's affected. Okay, so our health is affected, as well as certain parts of our brain actually shut off. Okay, so let's give this breath a practice, and I find even 3 to 5 cycles of the breath can be enough. Sometimes 3 to 5 minutes is great. Experiment with it, find out what works. So let's all do it together quickly here, and then I'm going to add something at the end I think is really valuable that I've been doing with the breath in addition. So inhale through the nose, tiny straw, slowly, smoothly exhaling through pursed lips. And if there's a natural pause between shifting from the inhale to the exhale, that's fine. Just honor whatever your body naturally wants to do that way. Inhale again. I like to often close my eyes as I'm doing this. I find my attention often goes to my third eye or even a little further into the brain, the pineal gland. And if that's the case, follow that internal guidance. Always honor that internal guidance. Okay, so the piece that I want to add, and you may want to practice the breath itself a little bit before you add this piece or not. But the piece to add is that when you're inhaling, see yourself filling with light. Feel a loving presence entering you. Okay, and again, this isn't a forced thing. This is more like a soft intention of invitation. Feel the light accumulating inside. And you may notice it in different places. Maybe it's all over your body. Maybe it's in your heart. Maybe it's in your throat, your third eye, wherever it is. It's not really important, but just feel the light building. And then as you exhale through the pursed lips, send that lovingness or send lovingness out to the world. Okay, you can choose somebody, maybe, to choose someone that you're having an argument with or you're a difficult time with is great. But if that feels too hard, you can just send it out to people in general, maybe a certain part of the world, if you're feeling drawn to do that. But the act of building up this lovingness inside of us, this light inside of us, it's good practice. And then to send it out. Because what you'll find is when you're doing something like this, it might take a little bit of practice, but that light, that lovingness doesn't run out. You won't run out of the lovingness to send, right? The more that you send out, the more you will pull into yourself. And this will bring an even greater sense of calm and you can really shift things in your life, relationships, difficult times, all sorts of things. So try it out. Love to hear what it does for you. Like anything, you do it once or twice, you might have a bit of an effect. But if you're going to do something consistently over time, that's really going to be where change is embodied, right? Change is not just a one-time thing, but it's a ongoing thing that you're creating in your life. See you next time.